Hello, y'all. Welcome to Bamm Raw TV. I'm Bamm, aka the 411 Giant. Now, I want to start by saying I have condolences and prayers and respect for the families of the people who have been killed in my stories. That goes from the serial killers to the leaders to the gangsters. Every human life is precious, and I understand that, and I understand what a family is grieving. But in Bamm Raw TV, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. If y'all want somebody to make up a fairy tale of some of the things that they experienced and not tell you the truth and not allow you to see what made them change certain actions and what created toward their growth and how they came from this level to be this level of person. If you want to hear a perfect story, you don't want to hear about nobody's life, because nobody has a perfect story going on. So like I say, my condolences, and it's always there with the family. I lost my father to violence at 3 years old. He was shot in the back of the head and killed. So I mean, this I know personally going on. So, but my thing is, when I tell my stories, I tell them to tell you the truth, and I tell you what happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't glorify the situations. And again, my condolences go to the families who was lost to violence, whether it was through a serial killer, through a bomber, through a leader, through a gangster, through the government, whoever it was through. And so now I say that to take y'all on to an insight in my life. My life has not been a perfect picture. From 19 years old, from juvenile, where I got juvenile life, fighting against the system, and move on up. The insight is move on up. My first time going to the adult penitentiary and going to an adult jail. My first stop at the adult jail was West Max, because of the reputation that I had already accumulated from the streets. They sent me to West Max at 19 years old. I go to West Max. Over in West Max, I eventually end up getting put in the cell with Nathaniel in West Max. That's where our stories come from there. But before I was in the cell with Nathaniel, I was putting cellies out. A cellie who I made take a shower because he was stinking was John Smiley. John Smiley was over there for killing his auntie and kicking her out of the car while it was moving over into a drainage ditch over a 10-cent piece of rock. This was his biological auntie. So the stories I done seen and the people I done seen. West Max holds nothing. I was over there for aggravated or arson. West Max hold nothing but the worst of the worst. This is who I was around. ADX ain't my first place to go to where I was considered to be among the worst of the worst when I felt like I shouldn't have been there. Over in West Max, from 19 years old until 22 when I was put in the cell with the Cedar Grove killer, I was over there in West Max, and I will name and tell some of the people that was over there. John Smiley killed his auntie and kicked her out into a ditch and over a $10 piece of dope. You got Donald Williams. Donald Williams went to court. When he went to divorce court down at the Caddo Parish, everybody from Shreveport can know it. You probably can look it up in the history. Donald Williams went to court. The judge gave his wife everything in the court decision. Donald Williams stood outside the courthouse when his wife and mother-in-law came down the steps. He took out a gun and said he shot, gave you everything. He killed his wife and mother-in-law right there on the Caddo Parish in Shreveport, Louisiana steps. That's who I was locked up with in West Max. Nick Taylor, a white guy, killed his best friend, put him under the bridge, gave his lawyer the gun. They end up making this lawyer turn against him. That's who's over there with me. Skillet. Skillet was a white guy we called Skillet because he went in an old lady house and robbed the house and beat the old lady to death with a skillet. You had Bubba London and Ricky. They goes in and rob a store. They shoot the lady on the counter in the face with a shotgun, disintegrating her face. These people was over there with me. Kenny Pierre, a dude who went to private school, very intelligent dude, got a hold to some PCP, cut the baby out of his girl's stomach, pulled the baby out. The mother died, the baby died. He was offered all kind of deals. He went to trial and got a life sentence. These are the people that I was over there with. One of the Crowley boys, the young Crowley boys, they was calling them the 22 killers. The Crowley boys was going from state to state, picking up hitchhikers, giving them a ride. When the brother get tired of having fun with these hitchhikers, the younger brother was in the back seat with his wife. He would give his big brother, which was the younger brother, which was the bigger of the two, he would give his brother the signal, and his brother would reach across, grab the dude by the neck, choke the dude out. Then they take the dude outside the car, and what they consider being merciful to keep him from suffering, they would shoot him at close range in the head with a 22. They also was burglarizing houses. And if the story is true from them, from the younger brother, they went in one house, and when they went in the house, it's a big dog. The dog led them all the way around the house, in which they took 2 swords off the wall and killed everybody in there with it, and they took the dog with them. And when the when the folks put the photo of the dog on television and said the killers may be traveling with this dog, the older brother told the younger brother, "You take that dog and kill it." The wife of the younger brother said, "Hey, no, don't hurt that dog. That dog ain't did that. Don't hurt that dog. You hurt that dog, I'm gonna go to the police." The older brother told the younger brother, "Come here, take her and the dog out and kill him." He went. The younger brother took him off, and he let him go. His wife went to their mama and told their mama what was going on. Said the younger brother, the older brother, was making the younger brother do everything, and they contacted the police and everything. So the younger brother was with me in West Max. They eventually found the older brother in Texas about to get out on a 4-year sentence, and they took him and extradited him down to Shreveport, Louisiana, to the parish jail, where they kept them separated. They kept them separated because they saying that the older brother was going to kill the younger brother for not killing the wife and the dog. When I left them, as a young man at 20-something years old, I was down there with all these people. When I left them, they was actually fighting extradition to make sure they get extradited. They would only allow them, the lawyers only allowed them to be extradited to a state that did not have the death penalty. And that's what they was working on, everything. These are the people that at 20-something years old that I was locked up. You wonder why, with my reputation why I was locked up, my reputation on the street. It wasn't just my reputation for supposedly being violent. It was my reputation for fouling and reading my A&O, reading my stuff, reading my A&O, knowing what the rights I have and enforcing my right, and say, hey, I got a right to use the phone. I got a right to do this here. You can't take my privileges just because you don't like me. When you become that dehumane and you're supposed to be in that situation, I have no respect for it. Now, these are the people that I've been around, and that's just a few of them. You got I know the one with the left, Kenny Bryant. He killed. Matter of fact, you can see him on the Angola station where he go back and forth to trial every time. Shot the lady in the head 6 times, kicked her out the car. shot in the head 6 times, kicked out of the car. That's just a few in the whole West Max. These is all the people that I was around. You know what I'm saying? I got kicked out the cell when the folks took me out the cell because I was real particular. That's why I'm particular about the cells that I was trying to accept over there, because I already knew what type of people come to West Max. You understand? So that's what I learned in my federal system. In my time doing time in the federal system, people complain. Oh man, why you want to take this cell? You always giving the folks a hard time. Why don't you just go on and take it? Do makes a difference. If you look at anybody, any situation, well man, you put a cellie in there that he don't agree with, he can't get along with, opposite gang member, opposite whatever, he's gonna kill that cellie. One of them are gonna kill each other within the first 3 days, mostly over within that first day, because the possibility of forming a bond when you don't know nothing but negative stuff about a person, and you'll get around him and his fight become your fight. Y'all eat, y'all be around each other and bond. It's impossible, because we're not animals, we're human beings. And it's impossible to be in such close-knit quarters without seeing. You don't see that killer. You don't see that. He ain't in there talking about his murders. He ain't out there talking about that. He ain't showing you no killer side, because he know you possibly a killer too. So you don't see that side of that individual. And that's why from my time on, when I was in the federal system, and I can show you 1,000 shots, that's why they left me without a cellie most of the time. That was my reason for that. I ended up doing 40 days in restraints because I wouldn't accept a cellie. So it's things that I came up through at 22 years old, 23, 24, 25, 20, through my travels through the court system, through my travels to the jail. That was the developing of who Bamm is now. If I go back and tell you that I had a perfect, my mama, when my mama bred me, I had this perfect, this person, this perfect, this perfect, this perfect, and I always had this perfect code, this perfect, this perfect, this perfect. And I'm telling you a lie. If you want to hear some lies, then you got people that'll give them to you. I'm not the one to give it to you. I'm going to tell you the truth about my stories, whether I won, whether I lost, whether I was right, whether I wrong. And that is going to show you my growth. If that's what you're looking at, you're going to be looking at. I got in the federal system, just like the men that I met in federal system, those men I chose to be friends. Those men I chose. The word friend can be used, it's a stronger word. It's more like a bond. A bond can be used. But men don't say we do no bonding in jail. So it's friends. But I chose them. I chose who to, because I didn't have to be in a cell with them. I didn't have to be around them. They could have been talking to me. I could have kept walking. I could have kept moving. I had the opportunity not to know them men. So those men, don't get mixed up with the men in which I was bonded. I was in a situation and we had a bond because we had a common enemy and a common fight with the police who's above us trying to mess with it. I want to clarify that. Don't get that confused with the man who I chose to have friendship with, the man who I had a chance to stay out of their way. They had a chance to stay out of my way. And still, we develop a friendship. And like I said, I don't condone no violence, I don't. My condolences, the word is my condolences for the family in which these things have, because I have condoned violence before when I was living there. But my condolences for the family and the prayers for the family. So I'm not insensitive to that. But it's not named Bamm Bamm Sensitive TV. It's not named Bamm Bamm Alright Ass TV. It's named Bamm Bamm Raw Television. And that means to tell you the truth, even if it hurts me. Some of my stories ain't easy to tell, but I tell them because that's what I signed in for. So I'm letting y'all know this here with much respect and much love, that I do have condolences and prayers for the victims going on. I do, but I tell my story. I didn't do it, and I can't change it. But I'll tell you stories if that's what you want to hear. If you don't, you know what you can do. But I know things have to be broken down for the couch potatoes and the people who ain't never been to jail and never been around. You'll never hear a situation. I got one with Jamontre D. Simmons. You're rarely going to hear a situation of a person being put in a cell where they opposite or we don't like something about this person, where he don't kill that person or one of them kill each other within a day or two. Because if you allow to stay with your enemy there, you'll see that it's more to your enemy than just those actions they did. It's more to your enemy than him being a Sereno and you being a Nathaniel. And you don't want to know that. You don't want to know him. So you alleviate that fact by going knocking his butt off right off the get-go. Now, I'm going to get the etiquettes on penitentiary life and prison life, and I'm going to go a little deep into it there. But now, this is just some insight on some of the things that I may say, and y'all take to heart and get to screaming and crying and whatever going on. Whatever it is, it's going to be. It's going to be true. I'd rather say nothing. I'd rather than tell you a lie. I'd rather say nothing at all. That's why people been telling me by looking to this situation, hey, Bamm, what you think about this situation? What you think about this? I'm going to tell you the truth. If I get on here and speak about it, I'm going to give my opinion, the truth. That's why I don't like dealing with that going on. You ain't going to always agree with it. You may not can always see in my way. I done had so much run-in with the government and with the system, with the court system. I've been lied on just as many times as I've been caught dead to right. Do I trust the system? I think we got the best system it is in the world. But is it flawless? No, you got many innocent people sitting in jail right now. So now that's my take on that there. Again, like I said, I love y'all, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon, you know. Ride with me. Not much respect anyway.